Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining or for watching this video. Thank you so much as well for doing the slides from last week. And if you didn't get to do that, that's okay. We're about to go over what the imperfect tense is. So let me share my desktop with you and let's go over this. Okay, so el imperfecto. What is el imperfecto? The imperfect. It is another past tense. So we already learned about the preterite. We did that last semester in Spanish too. This is the imperfect. It's just another past tense. We use them for different things. And we're going to go over that right now. Okay, so el imperfecto, the imperfect. We use it to talk about ongoing activities, habitual things, actions that were repeated in the past. Basically, a good way, the way that I remember it is if it's something that we don't know when it started and when it ended, then it's imperfect. If it happened one time, or if it happened 3 times and we're very specific about how many times it happened or when exactly it happened, then that's preterite. But if we don't know, then it's going to be imperfect. Here's a few examples. So I used to eat broccoli, but now I don't. So this is going to be imperfect. And I highlighted used to because anytime that in English you would use I used to love lime on my ice cream, but now I don't. I don't know, I never put lime in my ice cream. That's just a random example. Anytime that you would say I used to in English, then in Spanish that would translate to the imperfect version of the verb. We don't have the word used to. We don't have this expression in Spanish. We just use the imperfect. I ate at McDonald's a lot. So that would be imperfect because I said that I ate at McDonald's a lot. I didn't tell you about the one time that I ate at McDonald's or the 3 times that I ate at McDonald's. I just said I ate at McDonald's a lot. It was a habit. It was a repeated action in the past. I ate at McDonald's last Friday. So on that one, I'm being very specific about when I ate at McDonald's, and I'm talking about the one time last Friday that I ate at McDonald's. So that's not imperfect. That would be the preterite version of the word ate. Whenever I say when I was little, well, that would be imperfect because it was an ongoing thing. I was not little the one time. I was little for a long period of time, for an ongoing, I'm going to raise activities, for an ongoing, because it could be just ongoing time or, yeah. Okay, so that would be imperfect. Also, anytime that you describe time and age in the past, you would use imperfect. So if you are talking about when I was 15, when I was 8, that would be imperfect. And that's just like a rule. Anytime that you talk about your age in the past tense, you would use the imperfect. Okay, so here's your charts. And I am not going to go over all of this. I do not expect you to memorize this right now, but I do want you to know it and to have it for future reference. So here is your AR, ER, and IR. Amar means to love. Vender means to sell. Abrir, like abre la puerta, open. And these are all of your endings: ABA, ABAS, ABA, ABAMOS, we don't use that one as much, ABAIS, and ABAN. So those are your endings. Here are, we have 3, well, they're not the only ones, but they're the most important ones, the ones that you would use the most. Here's 3 irregular imperfect verbs. It's eat, said, and bed. You would probably use this one a whole lot. Because if you're, this is like saying I was. So you would use this one a lot. So let's go to the next slide. So imperfect or not, choose whether we would use imperfect or preterite for the highlighted verb in the following statements and explain why. So this is an activity that I want you to do. If you want to stop the video, go complete it and then come back. That's great. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. But I am about to go over all of them and basically give you the answers. I just want to make sure you know what the correct answers are. So, okay, imperfect or preterite. I was 7 when I lost my first tooth. The word was. Is that imperfect or preterite? We would use the imperfect because we are talking about age. So that one, we don't really have to think much about it. It's just age, so it would be imperfect. The next one, I was 7 when I lost my first tooth. How about the word lost, imperfect or preterite? We would use preterite because you lost the one tooth, you lost your first tooth one time. You can't lose a tooth in an ongoing basis. It happened one time. It didn't happen multiple times that you lost a tooth for the very first time. It was just a one-time deal. Next one, number 3. I was a nurse. I worked at Northside Hospital for most of my career, except for 1 year that I worked at Keystone. The word worked, the first one, imperfect or preterite. If I was writing all of this in Spanish, for that first word, worked, I would use the imperfect because it was an ongoing thing. For most of my career, I worked at Northside Hospital. I was not talking about the one time that I worked at Northside Hospital. Now on number 4 is the same sentence, but I highlighted the second word, the second time that we have the word worked. So I was a nurse. I worked at Northside Hospital for most of my career, except for 1 year that I worked at Keystone. So that would actually be preterite because, why? Because I'm talking about the one time, the 1 year that I worked at Keystone. I was very specific about the time that it happened, the 1 year that I worked at Keystone. So, okay. So here is your work. So I want you to write at least 5 sentences. You may need to write more, that's okay. But at least 5 sentences about you in the past. You should use at least 5 imperfect and 5 preterite verbs. And you're going to highlight your imperfect verbs in blue and your preterite verbs in green. Now, if you want to write it in English and highlight the English verbs, you can do that and then try to translate them to Spanish. If you want to, if you're feeling brave and you just want to go ahead and write them in Spanish, you can do that too. I'm going to leave that up to you. So that is all for today. It was a very quick lesson. It was a lot to take in. Again, you don't have to memorize those right now. You probably will next year. But you can use those as reference. And yeah, so that is all for today. Let me know if you have any questions. Just send me an email if you have questions. You can make any comment whenever you submit your work. If it's too much, if it doesn't make sense, just let me know. And we can split it up or do something a little bit different. So I hope that you have a good week, and I will see you later. Bye.